Hello. I didn't get as much footage as I wanted this week because my recording software crapped out and I didn't realize it. So I'm going to show you the design elements. I'm going to go over in detail the 3 ships I designed and talk about each element and how well it works. Hopefully that will be of use to someone. If not, I'm sorry that I missed out on so much footage. We'll see how much I can cobble together out of my friends' footages and what little I did pick up. First, let's talk about the most conventional and disappointing ship, the Zebra Stone. This black-white paint job is also important because it hides what part of the armor is light and what part is heavy. I can actually show you the only part of the Zebra I really liked, and that's down here. You can actually see it already if you've got a keen eye, but I'm going to go ahead and switch over the paint job so that you can see it clearer. You can see that I've banded the light armor and heavy armor together.
You look at this blue underside that I've just painted.
Yep.
This is half armor. It's half heavy, half light, which I had suspected would just crumple, but it held up as good as heavy armor. I think that this every other line technique across flat surfaces is perfectly effective against large ship missiles. And on a small ship, this is a terrible idea. If the battle tests I've done have shown that it just rips away really, really fast, but on large ships it seems super effective.
Yeah, it might well be. I mean, it's effectively ribbed armor with the ribbing filled in.
I mean, you can say it's effectively ribbed armor. I'll agree to that, but you can see that it's ribbing over nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Now, I have gone on record lots of times as saying that heavy armor is useless, but I want it to be clear. I was talking about light ships, small grid ships. On large ships, heavy armor is a lot more effective. This is me fighting John's broadside beast from John's perspective because I lost my footage.
Oh, you got my camera.
Yeah, and you got mine.
Oh shit! No, I think all of my missiles just malfunctioned. Is what happened.
Oh yeah. Yeah, all of my missiles are offline.
Break at 800.
Okay.
Let's just stop and examine damage. How about that?
Okay. Yeah, because all of my missiles are offline, even the ones that you didn't hit.
This was a bug we saw a lot of. This missiles randomly exploding bug was super annoying.
Damn it.
Dude, I am so far out of your range it isn't even funny. Did you lose the rocket launchers?
I lost a camera. I don't know if I lost the rocket launchers. That's interesting.
Well, you better pay attention, because I'm coming up from below here. Yay, I only lost 90% of my rocket launchers this time.
Okay, because it definitely looks like I'm scoring hits on you.
I have no idea. I think you're scoring hits on me, but you didn't score any hits on my front end. Now you did. Yeah, that hurt.
Did your beacon turn off?
You blew it away. You blew both my beacons away.
Oh, god damn it.
I'm directly below you, relying on my turrets.
Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, I need to...
Alright, I'm dead. Stop.
Okay, stopping.
My turrets were snipering off your turrets, but they did nothing against your broadside.
Not
I
most,
could
but
not
half.
kill your broadside with my turrets, and I could not get out of the way of your broadside because the ship is just not fast enough.
I'm going to need to be a lot more nimble, I think. I have to add a lot more mass blocks. Well, now we seem to be fast. You want to see my cockpit?
Okay.
It's a good thing I'm not within 800 meters of you, because somehow it has decided that it's just going to fire without my command forever.
Cool.
Well, the fire test is complete. Missiles work. Whoa. What just exploded? Why would something explode? Why did that explode? That is well behind the missile bay. Missiles have gotten even worse about not exploding violently inside your ship.
Are you firing them from a concealed position?
No. I mean, take a look at the damage. This is the ship, and here's the missile emplacements.
Yep.
I'm traveling upwards, so you can see that they damage below them, but these don't stick out.
Oh, wow.
They're flush. So the missiles are actually firing within their...
And then they're detonating.
What? How did this lose a turret? I mean, missiles. This isn't the ship that got hit. This is the ship that was doing the firing. I even stripped back all the armor so that it wouldn't... This damage is ridiculous. I can't run a frigate with this kind of damage pattern. I can't do any missiles that aren't like 1,400 feet ahead of anything they might possibly hit. Look at what's getting hit here, John. You can see what it looks like when it's intact.
Yep.
Now take a look. Between those missile launchers, there is a clear divot where there's a camera. Guess what it hit? There is no armor in front of this missile launcher and above this missile launcher. How the hell did it impact on the armor above it? It's firing from the center of this 2-block long missile launcher. And it's getting ridiculous how much I've got to cut it back. I'm going to have to use modded weapons. I can't use these. They're useless. This next one is a super light ship, and it really, really, really dominated in the battles that we had. Oh, he got my camera. Now, I have a friend who built the same kind of Gatling ship, but what he did is he stapled in hundreds and hundreds of small ship Gatling guns into his large ship.
Wow, my simulation speed is down to 0.08.
The problem is that Ketobar has mounted 10,000 small ship turrets inside his large ship. Small ship Gatling guns inside his large ship.
Why?
Because they wanted to have a Gatling ship, and he didn't want to add in Gatling guns as a mod like I did. So having a Gatling versus Gatling fight. Oh, that's pretty ripped up from Mir.
Yeah. Yeah, but the parts that are killing the server are not the parts that are ripped up.
Oh, are you kidding? I already blew off this main gun.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, this is a secondary.
Are you shitting me?
That's why it's running so much better now. So after Ketobar and I fought in the same kind of ship, the result is I didn't really take any substantial damage. The small ship weapons don't really do anything to heavy armor.
This ship fared very, very well. And the biggest reason was not because of the Gatling guns themselves. The Gatling guns themselves are not a cheaty weapon. These are just autocannons. They're a common mod. I don't consider them to be overpowered, not compared to the missile launcher for sure. The only reason they felt overpowered is because they weren't self-destructing like every other large ship weapon.
Oh my goodness. Oh, both torpedoes missed. Very sad. It's been losing pieces.
Well, I got my camera.
Oh man, you raked him good.
And this weapon doesn't suffer from catastrophic failure, so...
Now this is a 1.5 or a 1500 ton ship, a 1.5 gigagram ship, and it is definitely one of the lighter ships that was on the battlefield, but it was very, very hard to destroy.
The ship is so easy to use. I don't know if you have any idea how easy it is to pilot this thing around.
No, I've never driven it.
You might want to before we sign off for the night.
How can you see any of these guys?
It's tough. One down.
Oh yeah, I saw that dematerialize.
It always looks like I'm missing because I'm not leading enough. You have to realize that I'm moving usually above 70 meters per second and accelerating at least 5 meters per second, and I keep changing directions. The enemies don't stand still either, so while it looks like I'm continuously just failing to shoot people, this is about as good as I can manage. I think that there are probably better shots out there, but this did the trick, even though it looks like it's always missing.
Lost both cannons. Both sets of cannons just got torn away. Lost the front cannons, and unfortunately the front... Oh, one of the front cannons is still intact. Might be busted, though. No camera, but burned on the camera. So I actually have only these two guns left intact. Interior damage is... Well, those two guns are not actually intact. There's no connector to them. In survival mode, I would have been weaponless aside from the one turret, but the one turret still survived, and don't see any problems with it. I've got full maneuverability and full gravity drive, so this beast works fine. And I have found a secret use of turrets, which I did not realize was something that was incredibly useful until just now. When you have turrets on your ship, they put a bright red square around anything they're shooting at. So even if the fighter's coming with no beacon, there's a bright red square around him.
Here, John teams up with someone else and tries to take me on using a two-man ship. It's going to look like they're having a hard time keeping up with me, but that's because I'm using a gravity drive along their weakest axis. I really am evading them.
Half-Light is clearly detonated off of your own missiles. I have no weapons that can do this on the Candy Cannon. There's just nothing even vaguely possible.
Yeah.
It could not have done this damage.
Yeah, now that I got into the rear section. I'd like to try that again with me and Micah reversed rolls.
Okay, here we go. Whoa, something just exploded. Was that you?
No. Right. Reverse controls on this side. Oh, that's it.
This is a terrifying fight, John. Absolutely terrifying.
Oh, yeah?
From my perspective, it is just the most terrifying thing. Which is why I keep staying at 800 meters. Sorry about that. Because those banks of 4,500 missiles are flanking 4 inches from his head on both sides.
I think I had another onboard explosion.
Yeah, it looked like it from my angle. You're starting to look pretty ragged out there, John.
Yeah, I bet I am. Oh, hey! I just got kicked over the side. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get back on board. Okay.
Well, this damage could theoretically have been from me, but it looks awfully regular. I have a feeling you had an explosion.
Oh, what, the damage on my ship? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
I can't
that...
imagine that I actually did this much damage.
No.
Heavy armor is not something I'm actually able to take out.
I definitely had an explosion on one side that took down the entire weapons array on that side.
You did actually deal some damage with that second blast. I don't know exactly when that happened, but I must have gotten a full salvo right up that firing chute, because I've got some interior damage too. Not a whole lot, but a little bit.
Yeah.
But my turret is still intact, and all of my engines are still intact. This ship's major superpower is the fact that it doesn't explode.
The third and final ship, the Fly Swatter.
Okay, firing sequence 2 seconds. Something just happened.
Ah, not to my ships. No message from server. Okay, that's a good sign. You have invented a weapon which takes more than 15 seconds to process. I think that...
Something happened.
Yeah. You can see that it has some turrets on the top and the bottom, and they're embedded nicely, but that is not the reason this ship exists. It also has missiles on the front, but that is not the reason this ship exists. The reason this ship exists is because it is a special secret super weapon. Okay, you seriously borked this machine, man. The CPU use went back up.
Oh, jeez. It's a weapon system that I discovered in the mathematics of how nukes work, that I built a test of, and then I didn't do a video on, because it was broken.
Well, the server has now been down for 10 minutes. Oh, you blew up your own ship. Oh! Wow! Wow!
Yeah, I gotta work on the backsplash.
Holy cow!
Perhaps I will not bring this to Frigate Night.
If you do, we better do it last. The explosives trick is that when you have a pile of explosives, just raw component explosives, when you set them off with something like a warhead, they detonate. Now, they'll always do the same amount of damage, but the radius expands based on how many explosives there are in the pile. So if you have 20,000 explosives, you have a radius of 200 meters. And if you've got 100,000 explosives, you've got a radius of around 1,000 meters. The problem is that this leads to severe server slowdown.
The worst part is that YouTube is when you apply it's the no apply. It should just be when you apply it automatically posts to the same fucking thing.
And by volatilize, I mean bye-bye.
Landing gear. Landing gear can lock objects to it. But the idea is you have to preload them and you walk into combat with those already ready. So there would be no destroying of cargo.
It came back at some point.
Yeah, you're right. It's only been down for 5 minutes now.
Yeah. And I see...
Damage.
Yeah.
Let me go over and take a look.
And the Judge is definitely burning.
Yeah. I think that might be the only ship that's been calculated so far. I don't see any damage to anything else. I don't even see any damage to the Judge, really. It just got, like, one engine knocked off. None of the vulnerable things have been destroyed. Just, like, that one engine. What the hell is up with that? I'm really looking forward to, at 10:30, just before I go, 10:25,
Suddenly the server comes back.
No, we just see one more damaged engine.
The next engine goes out. Wait, you're saying just keep the missile tied to the side of the ship?
Yeah, and if they shoot at the warhead, like they obviously would want to, they're punished by a kilometer of explosives.
After 40 minutes of processing, we have finally seen the outcome of a single small ship firing a single missile at a warhead with 100,000 kilograms of explosives attached, or 100,000 units. So this is where the explosives were attached, and this is where the ship was, and it took 40 minutes for it to calculate. But one single dose took out the whole ship, including the cockpit, both the missiles, all the outer armaments. So if there is a way to get the amount of processing this requires down, it could be useful.
Because remember, that file isn't the entire 4-hour chunk. There was that second file. It was like another half hour.
Oh, that happened instantly.
Go! We got a new update.
We got what?
The other engine went out. Yay!
Are you serious?
It feels like they're working, but I'm not seeing nearly as much damage. You gonna politely stand directly in front of my gun?
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, no, it just went.
Whoa.
Yep,
Whoa.
there it goes.
Yeah, I definitely got hit by it. And I'm like leaking missiles and armor plates. I am not destroyed, but all of my weapons are gone. Yeah, I definitely was hit by it, the weapon.
And it only goes off once, so you only get one burst. Well, one per bay, of course. So this is the starboard side of the ship, and if we were to look over here, starboard side is 5 and 6. So if I wanted to fire at these guys are well within 200 meters. So what happens if I decide that we're going to fire? What sort of damage do you think they took? Notice these are mostly small ships. I put in a large ship because I wanted you to be able to see the kind of damage it does to a large ship. And it does a fairly serious amount of damage. It destroyed the turret and it rippled all of this armor. But it didn't actually do enough damage to seriously hurt a large ship. It still got all of its other weapons intact, and none of its internal systems have been damaged. It just ripped away an engine and a turret. But on the small ships, I have this blast door here, which serves to just protect the explosives against the enemy fighters just accidentally hitting it. Because I could only extend the range to 200 meters, I needed to make sure that I could trigger these, and that a fighter wouldn't be able to accidentally trigger them by bombarding me from more than 200 meters away. So I leave the blast doors closed until I think that the fighter is going to get within range, and then I open them up. You can see in here I have an explosive and a landing leg. Still, this is definitely the sort of ship that is just built to be a cheat because it's fun to cheat. This video was a little self-indulgent because I had to cobble it together Frankenstein style, but I did enjoy last week's get-together, and I learned a whole lot, as you can see. This week we're going to be doing racing ships, and I hope it'll be just as much fun, but last week we did learn that if there are more than 5 people on the server, things tend to get really chaotic and bogged down, and it's just a bad combination. People either don't know what they're supposed to do or do whatever they want and screw everyone else up. So I think we're going to have to experiment with how to make it easy for more than 5 people to be on the server at the same time. But fortunately, with just race cars, I think that we'll be okay. Racing ships, there's not really a whole lot of complexity to running a course. You either make it through or you don't. Just be sure to delete your ships when you're done, you know? So feel free to stop by Fleetbreakers and join us